This year, we decided to go car camping in our Tesla across mainland Europe. But it wasn't just any old holiday or vacation, this was our honeymoon. So why of all things did we decide to go car camping for our honeymoon? Normally you'd hop on a plane and fly to some tropical paradise, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we wanted an adventure. We didn't want to go to one destination and then just come home, we wanted to go everywhere. But after having just spent a small fortune on our wedding, we couldn't exactly fly to multiple destinations with the budget we had to hand, so we decided this was the perfect opportunity to do something we'd wanted to do for a long time. Something we'd thought about since we bought our dream car. We decided to go on a road trip and sleep in our car for most of the way. And even though we both had never been camping before, we decided to just go for it. So we bought a bunch of camping equipment, booked our one-way ticket for the Channel Tunnel, and began our car camping adventure like complete amateurs. With no return ticket, our main goal was to see just how far we could make it before having to turn back. We genuinely thought we would only last a few days, but to our surprise, after conquering new heights and suffering some unexpected blows, surrounded by thunder and lightning.
There's a peg on our roof.
What peg?
A peg, a metal peg. There's a metal peg on our roof.
Where's it came from?
I have no idea.
The big one. That is the crack on the glass. We'd somehow managed to drive 3,500 miles, travelling across 8 different countries, and we did it all in just 20 days. We went from amateur campers who didn't know what to do with a tent guy line, to seasoned pros who could whip up an alpine knot in seconds. Well, it's a bit of a stretch to call us seasoned pros, but let's just leave that in for dramatic effect. And what a trip it was. We got to experience so many firsts and scratch off some of our bucket list. It was our first time in many of the countries we visited, and we did so with 0 bookings for accommodation during the busiest season of the year, which, believe me, is not for the faint-hearted, so if you decide to follow in our footsteps, be prepared to get rejected. A lot. It was also our first time taking our electric vehicle on a proper road trip and dealing with the challenges of driving and charging over long distances in foreign countries. And as I've already mentioned, it was our first time camping. Ironically, of all the things we had planned before our trip, learning how to camp before doing so was not high on the priority list. So it's definitely safe to say we learned how to camp the hard way. And it was also our first time swimming in an Italian lake, or paddleboarding during a thunderstorm next to the Alps, which, if you didn't already know, is not normally recommended. You're fine, you're okay, you're alright. It's getting quite bad. But at the time we thought, isn't this amazing? We're paddleboarding on a lake during a thunderstorm in the Alps. How cool is this? Did I mention already we were complete amateurs? We actually almost lost everything we had during that intense thunderstorm, and somehow managed to avoid being sent home halfway through the trip. I decided to document our entire honeymoon, not only for our own memories, but to show you what it's really like to car camp around Europe. I want you to be able to experience the highs and lows and the success and failures we made along the way, and ultimately decide for yourself if this is something you would want to do. Because for many years we had dreamed of doing this trip. We wanted to seize the moment, begin to feel like we were living rather than watch life pass by before us. And honestly, if it hadn't been for the pressure of having to decide where to go on our honeymoon, I genuinely don't know if we would have ever went on this trip. But I'm so glad we did, because it completely changed our perception on travel and opened up a whole new world of possibilities that we are so excited for. And if you wish to go on your own adventure, I want you to ask yourself how you can do it now before it's too late. So after recording hundreds of hours of footage and countless weeks editing, you can finally join us and experience our first ever car camping road trip across Europe from the comfort of your own home. We are going to be releasing the full series soon, and we would love it if you could subscribe to our channel to be notified as soon as the first episode is released. So please hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching until the very end. We can't wait to share our adventure with you.